Have you ever tried to fix something and made it worse? It always starts innocently enough. Maybe it's a wobbly table, a dripping faucet, or a squeaky door. You glance at it and think, I've got this. How hard can it be? Armed with a YouTube tutorial and a toolbox you've barely touched, you dive in, full of confidence. At first, everything seems to be going well. You tighten a few screws, make a few adjustments, and even take a moment to admire your handiwork. But then, something doesn't feel right. The table is wobblier. The faucet is spraying water sideways. And the door? Well, now it squeaks and doesn't close properly. You tell yourself it's just a minor setback. I'll fix it in no time, you think, grabbing more tools and doubling down. But the more you tinker, the worse it gets. A screw gets stripped. A bolt goes missing. And now you're standing in the middle of a full-blown disaster. The panic sets in. Do you admit defeat and call a professional? Or do you keep going, risking further destruction? You opt for the latter, partly out of pride, and partly because you don't want to explain how you managed to break something so simple. By the time you give up, it's beyond repair. You're left with a mangled mess and a bruised ego. The irony, if you'd left it alone, it probably would have been fine. To make matters worse, you have to explain the situation to anyone who asks, "What happened to the faucet?" They'll say, and you'll have to awkwardly mumble something about overconfidence and learning experiences. Eventually, you laugh about it, sort of. You promise yourself you'll never try to fix anything again, but deep down, you know you will. After all, DIY disasters are just part of life. Maybe next time, you'll learn to stop while you're ahead, or more realistically, you'll just find a new way to mess it up.